Alright guys, it's BW. We're back out in the garage. We're going to do a wing glass rebuild on our Tri-5 Chevy. And I figured I'd bring you guys along for the ride. First thing I want to do is drill out all the rivets to get this channel piece out. The old style's in two pieces, the new one's in one. So we're going to drill out all the rivets. Alright guys, so just so you can see, I'm going to take this rivet, this rivet, this rivet. We're going to leave this top one that kind of holds the frame together, but we're also going to take that top rivet out right there, and that should separate the frame enough to get the glass out and pull the rubber out. We got the felts out, but I was mistaken. I have to take both of those rivets out so that I can pull the frame apart so that we can get the rubber and the old glass out. Alright guys, I took these two rivets out. I'm leaving this one in up here. I can separate this enough. I should be able to get the glass out, and then we'll work on getting the rubber out. All right guys, I was able to separate the frame enough to pull this pivot piece down and bring it up and take the glass out. Now let's work on getting this rubber out going across the back. The first ones we want to do is the back rubber. They have these little metal tabs bent over. Let's straighten them out and we'll pull that rubber track piece out. All right, the old rubber just peeled right out of there. You see at this point guys, this thing's got a little bit of rust here and there. I want to clean it all up and we'll give it a coat of paint, let it dry, and then we'll start reassembling. As you can see, we painted the frame up, we cleaned them up real nice, and then we painted them. I just used that metallic only because I have so much of it left over from the ladder bars. None of this is going to show, but it's a protect against rust. And then we cleaned up our little chrome strips with 4-aught and slid them back on. Now we're going to start working on putting the rubber back in. Right, so the easiest way to, you can see these rubber has a channel. We're going to work on snapping this channel into this groove right here. This side will have the pin, which is just a little hole. We got to line that hole up with that hole. This side down here, it's got a little bit of rubber inside of it. Let me see if I can get it out. But that's an elongated hole. You can see it, and it's for this side that has the paddle for the window. This thing right here. All right, but we got our new window sitting there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on working this rubber in the whole way around into that channel first. And you can see I got my little screwdriver, and you just got to take your time and just work the rubber into the seam. All right guys, well, we finally got the rubber in. I will tell you, you have to pay attention. I left the old one together so that I could watch, and you have to match these rubbers up, which we did. Like the step down groove was on the fat side. That's how my brain remembered it. So you'll have to look at the rubber as you do it, and I strongly urge you to leave one together so you can pay attention to what you're doing. This was probably the most difficult part of the job, getting this rubber in, but don't let it frustrate you. You will be able to get it. Well, the way I did it was I tucked one side in, and then I just worked around with this screwdriver, and every once in a while you got to flip it over and work the other side back in. But it's really tight, but once it's in there, and that's the biggest part of the job as far as I'm concerned to date. I've never done this before, so we're learning this together. All right, so now we got that rubber in. We want to put this rubber strip in that has a metal backing. And all you do for that job is we're just going to pop it in there. Well, that's backwards. And pop it in there so that it drops down into the holes. Let me make sure I got the right side. All right, you can see how this one has a longer one on the side and the short one down this side. So this one is for the passenger side window. That's basically what I was talking about for the other. You just got to kind of fit it in there, and then we'll just work the rubber in so that it's a nice fit. And then we bend these tabs over that are here. All right, well, we got the correct rubber with the metal backing on there, and we bent our tabs over, so we're good to go. Now, the old style was, like we looked at, was 2 pieces of fuzzy. They just give you one long one now, and it's too long, so we're going to put it in. All right, and cut it to fit, snap it in, and then we'll throw our glass in and rivet the frame back together. All right, we cut the window track fuzzy to fit. Now what we need to do is slip our glass in and then work on putting our rivets and rivet it back together. We'll just be able to transfer the holes where they used to be for the fuzzies, and we'll be good to go. All right, guys, I think I made a mistake here. I think that I need to take these two rivets out right here and pull this fuzzy channel back out. I think what I want to do is put one rivet just to the metal to hold the frame together, and then put the fuzzy in and use the other one to drill into the fuzzy to hold the fuzzy there, and there. I can't get it to, you know, I'm afraid to try to put it together because it's kind of racked. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take those two rivets out. Rivets are cheap. I'll just go buy a couple. All right, guys, well, I popped the fuzzy back out. I put the frame together with a rivet right there, and then I put the fuzzy back in. I'm going to have to get one more rivet, but that's all right for now. It's together, and it come out really good. I will tell you, on a scale of difficulty, I mean, I'm going to put this up about an 8 or a 9. It's tough. It really is. It tries your patience. But if you take your time, if I can do it, anybody can do it. So now let's go over to the car, and I just want to like mock it up and see how it's going to look. All right, guys, well, we got it fitted into the door. It looks really good. I'm happy with it. This is a brand new door, so I'm going to have to, I didn't want to drill the holes for the sheet metal here or here, but we do have the regulator hooked up, and we got the 2 bolts into the bracket onto the regulator, so it lined up okay. And we have this bolt that floats down here that we got to put a nut on, that's for this here. But like I said, I'm holding off because obviously I've got to fit the door glass and stuff like that. But I just wanted to see how this fit, and it operates nicely. It opens and closes. We're happy with it. So I learned a lot on this one. I should do better on the next one. I'm going to pick up a few extra rivets just in case, you know. But hey, man, for the first time ever rebuilding a wing glass for any vehicle, let alone a Tri-5, I think we did pretty good. I got a lot out of it, and I hope you guys did too. Till next time, take care, everybody.